Welcome back to the final part of Sonic. Are we done yet?
Nearly.
I'll be quite honest, looking back on this game, while it is dull, in retrospect, I don't find it too dull. Although maybe that's actually because I see the potential now that Fire and Ice has finally gotten around to showing, the good gameplay. The one that shows that there's more speed,
I actually don't see anything because it's exactly the same thing.
Let's not get into... We'll have the commentary of Fire and Ice to talk about that. For now, let's just focus on Shadow Crystal. Anyway, yeah, we unlocked the Mega Sprint. Basically, you can run faster. That's basically it.
Anyway, I only brought up Fire and Ice because, well, map questing, but okay. Seaside Race, Slingshot, Scrapyard.
Alright, time to do the final Worm Tunnel! Because that's always fun.
Yay!
Oh goody! Now that'll be a perfect time for me to bring up
before you
improvements of Fire and Ice.
And before you ask, Jova, yes, I will be showing off Amy's room after the credits.
Oh, I forgot about her room, but Kane.
I mean, it's a...
Well, what Pedro said...
And you fought... Basically, Addis, you thought Super Mario Sunshine's reward for 100% in the game was bad? Wait to see this!
No. I'll still take the 100% rewards of this game over Super Mario Sunshine because, at the very least, the journey to getting those in this game is not nearly as excruciating in the journey to getting 100% in Super Mario Sunshine.
I guess.
Also, it's more substantial than a postcard, let's be honest.
I still like Sunshine a lot more than this game, though.
Well, no one's asking you not to, it's just... No way am I saying that the 100% of this is worse than that of Sunshine.
The 100% of this one is easy to attain, it's just really, really boring and time-consuming.
Again, still more content than the freaking postcard.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna let that one go. An entire summer wasted. I mean, at least with this, I can, like, complete this in, like, what, a week or two?
Alright.
So, yeah! In the meantime, Sonic Boom is getting its second season, will earn, despite possibly being moved to Boomerang. Screw you, Cartoon Network. And yeah, in the meantime, Fire and Ice has finally shown off its stronger suits. Whereas the gameplay does look similar, the improvements lie in the fact that instead of it being exploration-based, it's more so speed-based, and where the exploration is all optional. And there are, of course, multiple paths that you can get by using your powers better and ever. By using your powers better and better. So think of it like with the older games where you have multiple paths, except instead of using momentum, you use your fire and ice powers. The way it works is that you can use your ice powers to create platforms, and you can use your fire powers to melt through or turn them into water and whatnot. The CP races actually have CG cutscenes for them, which is cool as well. And in addition, there are actual bosses throughout the game instead of just this one, and as they've been stated... Oh, yeah, Nintendo DAAN, I don't know if his name is pronounced Dan, a guy who actually despised Shadow Crystal, has gone on record to talk about how improved things are in Fire and Ice, also saying how the bosses aren't that easy and keep you on their toes. I'll talk more about that when we get to the next...
The trailer leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, definitely. The trailer's not good.
Alright, we've finished the final worm tunnel, so now it's time to... Now we have 30 medals, so we can finally open up the final level of the game, finally. Alright, let's airship.
Nintendo Dan's own words, we may have our first good Sonic Boom game. Shame it took us to 2016.
Alright, cutscene. Sonic, you're surprisingly small to be able to cause me so much trouble.
Size isn't everything.
Debatable. Totally. And I only say that because I'm bigger than the rest of my friends.
Huh.
How nice. Yeah, well, I'm smarter than the rest of my friends. Tails,
What is this, popularity contest?
please don't have Tails be cocky again. The last time we tried this, it didn't go well.
And I'm more of a paranoid loose cannon with a heart of gold than the rest of my friends. Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Okay,
Game
that
over.
line actually worked.
What's your point?
The point is, when we work together as a single unit, we're unbeatable.
Because we're Sonic Heroes. That's our secret and we're not telling anybody, even though we just told you. Shiroi, laugh.
No.
Well then, I just have to shatter that single unit into tiny little pieces.
Like a shattered crystal.
And I'll do that by beating you in a race. And if you didn't understand that metaphor, I mean, I'm going to beat you and your friend. Yes, by all means, explain the metaphor to us, because the audience is stupid. They can't put it one together. Hate that line. I hate it. Anyway, moving on to the lyrics section.
That can pretty much be said for almost. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Another improvement in Fire and Ice that Nintendo Dan marked out. That the story is finally not just tolerable, but actually good to an extent. It's not, you know, Team Ico levels of deep, but it's actually done with dialogue that's not stupid every second, and actually is funny.
Alright, so basically this level is both a boss battle and a race level. You have to race before the ball reaches the end. If it does, you lose and you have to start all over. At some points in the race, you do stop and to do some boss battling with Lyric. And yes, this is the lyric. This is the lyric boss battle from Rise of Lyric. The lyric boss theme, I mean. Sorry.
I will say when I got to this point in the game, I was intrigued because this one actually works with the already established race mechanic, but actually does something unique by merging it with a boss fight of sorts. So
but
neat
the thing
thing.
Is,
shame they kind of only had it for the last bit.
From what I've seen, especially for what it is, it's incredibly drawn out.
All right. Anyway, so
depends, I think, but we'll see.
The boss battle. Okay, there we go. There's those beams. Basically, the beams start out as transparent, so that's your cue to dodge them whenever you see them. And you also have to dodge these bombs that he throws at you. All right, now he also takes a cue from Sonic 2's final weapon and throws his arms at you.
Yep. Hey, you know, this boss fight's not half bad. Shame it's, you know, the only boss fight in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously.
So yeah, he basically does these 3 attacks over and over. So basically, just keep hitting him when he throws the arms. Basically, you're supposed to home attack on the arms when he throws them. Unfortunately, I'm kind of screwing up a bit here, but don't worry, I'll beat him. Like, the boss is incredibly easy.
Mm-hmm. It looks it.
Well, if you have enough rings, it is, I guess.
A couple of the attacks in here remind me of the fight you have with Blaze in Sonic Rush, but that's a much better fight.
Yeah. It's like, again, this boss fight seems fine, only this seems like what should have been one of many boss fights, and not quite the final one.
There you go. Basically, that's what you do. There we are.
Alright.
Alright, Joe, but got anything more to talk about Fire and Ice? Might as well, since we're not doing it. This is kind of on loop right now. Right.
Improved models as well, although we've all been able to see that as well. Oh yes. In Fire and Ice, you actually are not forced to do prerequisite hunting, which means you can pretty much proceed as much as you wish. And also, you can literally swap your friends on the fly, like in the last game, only apparently it goes a lot better. And of course, their gimmicks are mainly kept to obtaining extra stuff more so, like Tales of Submarine, more so optional, so you don't have to break the pace if you don't want to. Another of the improvements is there's a lot more voice acting in it, as in they put a lot more in. Now, that was always possible, but yeah. Also, yes, with Guido involved, the characters act more like their show and Rise of Lyric counterparts, which is a massive improvement if you ask me.
Alright, so after hitting him 3 times, I think it was, we go back to racing. Once again, you have to reach the goal before the ball does, otherwise your friends get killed and you have to start the race all over again.
You know, this makes me wish I was playing the fight against Chaos in Sonic Generations.
Okay.
Don't you mean the race?
Well,
Well, considering this is a race. Well, considering this is a race, don't you mean the Metal Sonic race from Generations?
No, I was
no,
thinking more of the whole fact that there's a
actually-
level and then a boss.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And also, Pedro, remember, in Sonic Generations, it's Shadow that has the race, and Metal Sonic that has the boss fight that has a supposedly ending seam of platforms. Yeah, it's weird. When you think about it, the Generations boss fights of Metal Sonic and Shadow are like, the two's original boss fights, but swapped. Like, you know how in Shadow's original final boss fight in Sonic 2, it was you racing against him with platforms falling behind you? Well, that's how it is with Metal Sonic in Generations. And you know how with Metal Sonic in Sonic CD, it was a literal race here and there? Well, yeah, that's how it is with Shadow in Sonic Generations to get the Chaos Spheres.
So I have a question.
Oh, sweet stuff.
You know how earlier Sonic was talking about how the power of teamwork beats everything? Then how come he's the only one defeating Lyric? What about... So the whole talk about teamwork was completely pointless. At least in Sonic Heroes...
Well, Lyric did capture everyone.
At least in Sonic Heroes, they actually did get all the teams working together to defeat Metal Sonic.
But Lyric just captured everyone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Pedro, you know another story that did the whole Sonic needs to work together better?
What?
Rise of Lyric. No, seriously, I mean, okay. We've already said that Rise of Lyric's story was one of the best things about the game, but quite honestly, literally, it actually established the point that Sonic can need help from his friends. I also love how Eggman got to have the final blow in that game
that's fine. That's fine. The problem is that, as you yourself put out in our commentary, it makes no sense because they start out working fine as a team, and then all of a sudden Sonic starts being a jerk to them. Actually, it's the opposite. Everybody starts being a jerk as because all of a sudden now they don't work as a team. Like, what? You can't start the game like that and then suddenly have them not work well together. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's abundantly obvious that a lot of portions in the plot were cut to meet a deadline.
I'll say. Although I will say, I was pleasantly surprised about how Eggman actually did get his revenge against the being who kind of betrayed him, and he kind of better than he has before.
Yeah, that was a nice little scene. All right, final race.
Yeah. I'll also definitely say that Eggman is definitely great in Sonic Boom. Design, competency, and everything.
Yeah, I like Eggman in Rise of Lyric. Anyway, yeah, this race...
also apparently a competent... Oh, go on.
Of all the races, this is, of course, logically the hardest, obviously, and because this one involves more platforming and slow block breaking than the others. So you have to be even faster at this one.
Hey, it'd be nice if the game was centered around that from the get-go.
I know. There we go. I love how every time Sonic jumps in this, or homing attacks in this game, it always goes, It's like he's in pain every time he does it.
He is. I mean, I don't think constantly knocking your body into hard springs like that is.
It's like me when I'm it's like me when I'm playing Lightning Returns. All right, final boss phase.
3 times the charm. I think, if I recall this boss.
So, anyway, since you did you actually complete this game?
I couldn't be bothered.
Okay, so what do you think of this boss battle? AKA race.
I don't mind this kind of concept because I've already brought up similar fights that were better, but it's too drawn out.
Yeah. Also,
I think the main problem
to fight, I probably wouldn't mind this very
The main
much.
problem is that they don't really differentiate from each of the 3 boss phases enough. They, like for example, right now,
it's just a harder version of what you did previously.
It's they only really changed the platform.
Add on something new.
Yeah, he only uses the exact same 3 attacks every time. The only difference is now the ground is less stable because those 2 platforms disappear when you step on them. It's
also, yeah, Sonic just did that move I should probably address. Okay, audience, you're probably wondering what happened when Pedro fell off the ledge, but Sonic automatically jumped up and lost some rings. Yeah, that's a fan crystal, actually. See, if you fall into one of the bottomless pits, Sonic will save himself and just lose some rings, as if you took a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right there. Which is a neat idea, I guess, although...
Makes the game too easy.
It's a neat concept, but I guess I feel like, well, yeah, it should be like in a difficulty setting, like, you know, if you actually want it to be that nice. Watch out! He's up to something! Oh my god, he literally is a viper in the sky.
So that was it.
There we go. We're done. Ah,
Yeah.
that face.
That model is terrible.
Ugh. Moving on.
And yeah, that's another thing Fire and Ice improves. Jesus Christ, the list of health.
I know, but again, the gameplay leaves a lot to be desired.
Bring crystal shards to Styx Borrow. We'll do
I
that.
know,
We'll do
sure,
that.
exactly. That's
We'll do that at the credits game. Come on. All right, cutscene.
I'm glad reptiles can regenerate their parts.
Great work, guys. We beat him.
Yes! Yes, I did. Fools!
Ha ha ha.
I haven't survived all these eons to be defeated by inferiors like you.
Lyric is such a boring villain.
After this weapon
And he has a stupid name to boot.
abstract art.
Ugh.
I liked him better in Rise of Work, where we actually saw more of him. I mean, heck, in Shatter Crystal, he's...
Oh, look!
Oh, hey, Shadow!
I'm still in this game, guys!
Fan service!
The sad part is that of all the characters in this game, Shadow's the only one who actually is in character.
Man, I wanted to do that.
Does it matter who did it as long as it's done?
We all couldn't kick him off the airship, Amy. And you know why? No. Why? Because we're a team!
Which is why Sonic did all the work. That makes sense.
We can raise our heads proudly, knowing that we traveled all this way just to watch somebody else finish the job. When we walk down the street,
Okay, she's not lying there.
couldn't quite save the day. Almost, but not quite. We'll smile together because we didn't do it as a team.
Wow, that is the most
She-
self-aware line in this game.
Styx sounds like Peridot if she screamed for 10 hours.
Thank you, Shadow.
Styx may have taken
Yeah.
a long way to get to the point, but she's right. We beat Lyric together as a team.
And I'm
Yeah, let's
leaving
just go with
alone
that.
as your superior.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
he is in
superior.
character.
In our case, he'd be a great addition to Team Sonic.
You mean
Ha.
Team
Sonic
Knuckles?
Heroes
Team
reference.
Sonic.
Maybe,
Team
possibly,
Knuckles.
probably not.
Guys,
Team Sonic.
Alright, and now we'll leave you off with the main theme of Sonic Boom. Oh no, before the... Oh, that's later, never mind. Alright, so yeah, since for those who are not aware, that monkey right there, that's the mascot of Sanzaru, the developer. Alright, so that was Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. Stay tuned for after the credits, everybody, because I still have to show what happens when you will 100% the game. Final thoughts. This game is boring. It has no idea what Sonic is about, and even on its own merits, it's just a boring slog to play through. The writing is atrocious, the graphics are not up to 3DS standards, and the music it starts off fine, but then it goes back into Sonic Boom forgettableness, and that's about it. It's a terrible game. It's a technically better game than Rise of Lyric, but I still have a lot more fun with playing Rise of Lyric than I do
It's
this.
not as fun.
Yeah, exactly. What Jova just said. Rise of Lyric is worse, but it's more entertaining to me. Anyway, go ahead, Jova.
Well, actually, Rise of Lyric may be better now ever since the patch.
And honestly, I disagree. I think the patch actually made the game less fun because now we can't do all those fun stuff we could do before, like the Infinite Knuckles jump.
You know, objectively. I'm speaking, technically made.
Okay, fine, sure. All right, go ahead,
I'll
Jova.
get to that with my final thoughts. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like, ever since the patch now, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric isn't as buggy, so yeah, it's technically would probably be considered a better game by critics' standards, better than it was when it first came out. But yeah, this game is, it's okay. That's literally all it is, okay. There's nothing inherently wrong about it. It has some good ideas, but... yeah, it's literally just okay. I mean, there's nothing bad about it per se, unless you're talking about its, actual ability to think innovatively and, differentiate levels and whatnot. But it doesn't really do anything abominably. Some lines.
Except for the writing.
I'm fine with, but for the most part, yeah, I mean, there are some lines in the writing that actually do get a smile, and then some that are legitimately good, like Styx's last bit there, where she's practically being all sarcastic on the writer's butts. But yeah, aside from that, this is definitely one of the weakest Sonic scripts I've ever listened to. Which is such a shame, because I usually have fun picking about them, stupid or good. But yeah, from what I've sorry, I probably shouldn't trail into how much better Fire and Ice is finally looking, but what more can I do, audience? I mean, that's pretty much this game in a nutshell. It's like, hey, this is where Fire and Ice will be born from, which is apparently our first good Sonic Boom game, so yay. But aside from that, I can't really give this game much to really praise about, or even really degrade, because it's just there.
Alright, Shiro, go ahead.
Okay, Shiro, your turn.
Okay, this game was incredibly mediocre. I know that... Okay, going on what Pedro said, that this game has no idea what Sonic is supposed to be, I know this isn't much, but I'd even say that Sonic Labyrinth has a better idea of what a Sonic game is supposed to be, even though it's a terrible Sonic game.
That's sad.
I don't know. I'm
not saying it is. It's not a Sonic game, but it has a better sense of what a Sonic game should be like than this.
I get what you're saying, but I just can't quite agree with that, because Shattered Crystal at least remembers that Sonic does involve speed and platforming. Labyrinth is what? A slow RPG.
I'm not sure where you're getting the speed from.
And here's the Sonic Boom theme.
It does have speed sections, but they're still quite slow unless you count the worm tunnels.
I wonder if Fire and Ice is going to keep this theme.
Not to mention the fact that Labyrinth was literally made back in the earlier days of Sonic, when they didn't really have that clear an idea of what they wanted to do with the franchise.
Exactly.
So
that's
kind of by
even worse.
Well, actually, I'd say that by default, Shattered Crystal technically still has a better idea of being a Sonic thing, not to mention Shattered Crystal has the excuse that it's of a spin-off franchise that's not even in the main series.
Well, so does this one, though.
Basically, I'll just say, I actually...
Well, Sonic Labyrinth is a GameCube game. Who cares about those anyway?
Wait, Labyrinth a GameCube game?
Game Gear, Jova.
Oh,
Game
could
Gear.
have sworn I heard you say game.
Those drums.
But anyway, the music is completely forgettable aside from the title theme, but that's probably only because we've heard it over and over again. The level design is repetitive. They're basically all reskins. None of the mechanics are any fun to play. The only compliment I can give it is that it's technically sound for the most part. Oh, and also the CGI cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it.
Alright, now that I won't be needing this save file anymore. Now let's go back to my completed save file.
Your completed one, but it's only 81%.
Well, I mean, like, with all the things. Do you really think I'm gonna bother playing this game any more than I need?
Oh, well then why are you even trying to compare this to Mario's postcard? You don't even have to reach 100%.
There you go. That's how the Shattered Crystal looks like. Even though it has nothing to do with the plot at all. Why was this game even called Shattered Crystal? The Shattered Crystal has nothing to do with anything.
If I recall correctly, the first cutscene mentioned how Lyric was hunting down the crystals to power his machine.
Oh, I guess. Alright, Amy's house. Time to party. This is what happens. It only unlocks when you get all the medals. Yes, we get to see the gang do the robot dance.
Except that one, I can't remember which David Cage game it was, but that bonus was amazing.
Yeah, let's just say that's sad, really. David Cage did the whole dancing Easter egg thing better.
It was the best, one of the best parts of that game.
That's sad. You're being outdone by the Sanzaru.
Indigo Prophecy.
Indigo Prophecy, yeah.
Yeah,
Sanzaru, you're being outdone by David Cage. It's time to turn in your...
It's time to sort your shit out.
Yeah. Nah. They're not really comparable. Because for one thing, Sanzaru doesn't really focus on that more stuff. And
yeah, but neither does David Cage, but adding that sequence at the end was...
That's...
Admittedly, they're not really comparable because it's two different forms of dance. These are the characters literally doing their version of the robot, whereas David Cage's is more of a pop dance, break dance sort of thing.
That's...
So,
there you go, that's pretty much what this is.
Maybe if they had done breakdance... So
this
really,
is,
it sort of just depends on what floats your boat better. Like Sonic characters doing the robot and stuff, or David Cage's PS2S characters doing whatever
honestly,
dance they were doing.
We've known from, I'm not sure if it was mentioned in Archie comics or any other comics or any other media, but Sonic being able to breakdance.
Anyway, yeah, that was...
The dance sequences at the end of the Sonic Rush. When
anyway, the dances... So yeah, it's just like in the end of Bloodhang's Pumpkin.
Most of the novelty from David Cage's game comes from the fact that the characters were all serious to begin with in the main story, as opposed to the dance actually being good.
Anyway, yeah, this to me is just as insulting as the ending of Bloodwing's Pumpkinhead's Revenge. Here's your reward. Screw you.
I've never even heard of that.
Watch the Spoonie review. Anyway, that was Sonic Boom Shadow Crystal. See you for Sonic Boom Fire and Ice.
See you for whenever.
See you, everybody.